Hi everyone, my name is Lucy from Youth Culture Corps. Today I want you to tell you about Observatory of Changgyeong. It was originally located in Cheongdokgung, but it was moved to Changgyeong. And if you look inside it, you can see the 5 holes inside it. Oh, now it is only the stone foundation. And the officials put the tools to observe in that 5 holes. Astronomy wasn't started in Joseon Dynasty. If you look at Shinla also observes stars and so on. And in that stone foundation, the observatory of Changgyeong, they watched stars, daily weather, sun eclipse, moon eclipse, and so on. In Joseon Dynasty, the climate was very, very, very important because our society was farming society, like the citizen of Joseon Dynasty living with farming, eating with farming. So that means the one climate can decide the whole year farming. And there also was reward in punishment. If the official gets right of the sun eclipse and moon eclipse, it was rewarded. And the official who didn't guess right the daily weather was punished. Okay, now we'll talk about the observatory of the Changgyeong and the importance of weather in Joseon Dynasty. So thank you for listening. Bye.
I will explain you about site of Gyeongmugung. Site of Gyeongmugung was originally site of Hamchunwon. It was the back garden of Changgyeonggung Palace, and it was made in 1493 in King Seongjong's reign. Before Japanese invasion, many kings used to visit here, and they loved here. They also ordered to remove houses near here to tend this garden. The 10th king of Joseon, who was Yeonsan-gun, also made special guard to control the commoners' access. But after the Japanese invasion, it was destroyed and it was neglected. And then the half of this garden was used as raising horses for 140 years. In 1764, King Yeongjo moved and rebuilt Crown Prince Sado's shrine to here. Actually, Crown Prince Sado was the son of King Yeongjo. Then, did he pass away by illness? Actually, no. King Yeongjo killed his son by himself. I will shortly explain you about that what happened to them. King Yeongjo, the 21st king of Joseon Dynasty, had very hard time to become a king. He wasn't a crown prince, but his stepbrother, who was crown prince, died, and with Doron's help, he eventually became a king. But when he just became a king, his power wasn't very stable. He also heard rumor that he poisoned Crown Prince to become a king. Therefore, King Yeongjo tried to make his son, Crown Prince Sado, could establish power by himself. He harshly educated his son. Unlike King Yeongjo, Crown Prince wasn't very smart at all. He felt difficult to study, and he liked martial arts than studying. Because of that, Yeongjo scolded him more. Also, they grew apart from each other, and they were in different sides of politics too. King Yongjo was on side of Dorun because they helped him to become a king, and Crown Prince Hado was on side of Seorun because Seorun officials served Crown Prince Hado. So Crown Prince gets stressed of studying and also politics, and he does strange behavior like killing the court ladies. He also evaded clothes. Then King Yeonjo heard this behavior of his son and made him to kill himself, but Crown Prince refused it. Finally, Yeonjo put his son into Tiju. Tiju is wooden rice chest, and Crown Prince Hado finally passed away in this rice chest after a few days passed from it. It is one of the tragic stories in our history. But after this, Yeongjo regret a lot about what he did to his only son. Let's go back to Gyeongmogung. In 1776, King Jeongjo, the son of Crown Princess Hado, raised the status of his father's tomb into Gyeongmogung. But in 1899, the spiritual tablet of Crown Prince Hado has moved to a royal shrine called Chongmyo, and it lost its own purpose. After that, they served the portrait of the king of Joseon. However, because of Japanese invasion and also Korean War, it was almost destroyed. Now we can know that Gyeongmogung and Hamchunon was located here by its milestone and gate of Hamchunwan. So it is very hard to find where Gyeongmogung is. I hope that you could enjoy my tour of Gyeongmogung today. Thank you for listening, my guide.
Hello, my name is Yunbin from News Culture course. Today I'm going to introduce you about the Pungide. In the Joseon dynasty, wind was used as a device to measure the intensity and direction of the wind, which was made of granite with an octagonal column with the wind. The hole was drilled to make the drains so that the water would not pool. The height of the lower stage was 808 meters. The height of the octagonal column above was 1335 meters, and the total height was 2,233 meters. Since the time of Sejong, various observation technologies had developed, such as measuring precipitation with a rain gauge and measuring the quantity of rivers and streams. It is not yet known when wind direction and wind speed were measured by wind instrument, but at least 18th century painting Donggo-do is also depicted on the wind instrument, so it can be guessed the exact of the time. The exact size of the wind was not revealed, and the direction of the wind was known precisely by the wind, but it was difficult to know the intensity of the wind correctly. At that time, it is certain that there was a Pungile in the main palaces of Seoul. The remaining artifacts are only two buildings along with the Pungide of Changgyeonggung Palace. Thank you for listening.
Do you know about Changyemun? Changyemun has a lot of our history. Then now I will tell you about Changyemun. In 1396, during the King Taejo, he built the gate to a wall to protect the capital, and made the 4 main gate and 4 small gate to pass through a wall. The small gate that was in the north was the Changyemun. Changyemun was very important gate because it was the way to Gyeongbokgung Palace, the main palace of the Joseon dynasty. However, in 1413, during the Taejong period, there was an officer who instituted feng shui and was Tae Yong-sun. Tae Yong-sun closed this gate, saying that this place is bad on feng shui. However, 93 years later, during the King Jung period, it was reopened. It is where the Injo Cup also began. Injo Cup is because of the birthday of King Gwanghwae. Injo went to the Gyeongbokgung Palace from Changyemun and dethroned Gwanghwae-gun. Changyemun is where the Injo Cup began. And the Changyemun was burned during the Japanese invasion of 1592, and it was rebuilt in 1741 during the Yeongjo period. According to the storytelling from the old time, the mountain Inwang, the mountain next to the Changyemun, resembles a centipede. So they draw a phoenix on the Changyemun that is similar to the chicken, because chicken is the enemy of the centipede. Also, the view from the Changyemun hill was very great. Now my explanation is finished. If you find any helpful in my explanation, I will be very glad, and I hope you visit the Changyemun Gate.
This river is called Cheonggye Stream. It was originally a natural stream, and it was the subject of flood control projects such as reclaiming and dredging throughout the Joseon dynasty. Since 1406, Taejong, the third king of Joseon, plowed and winded the bottom of the stream in its natural state and built a bank on both sides, but the damage continued whenever the heavy rain fell. Taejong, the fourth king, put a lot of effort into the maintenance of Cheonggye Stream by digging a ditch, and it was available to prevent from flooding. Since there had been no dredging since King Taejong, the soil has been continuously piled. In 1760, King Yeongjo, the 21st king, dredged the stream and collected the soil. Then he moved it from the riverbed to another place. Cheonggye Stream in mid-1950s was the most representative slum area in Seoul right after the Korean War. It was Cheonggye Stream Restoration Project that was promoted to solve this problem. Cheonggye Stream Restoration Project was partly carried out during the Japanese colonial era and also in 1955, but it was not until 1958 that Cheonggye Stream was fully covered. Various artworks are displayed in Cheonggye Stream area, and some representative works are such as wall art which depicted Jeongjo, which is the 22nd king, and his journey to Hwasong in honor of his mother's 60th birthday on wall next to Cheonggye Stream, and the picture which shows Cheonggye Stream laundry where the women used to wash their clothes, and lastly, a wall of hope, which is a tiled wall between the two bridges for all citizens in line with the Cheonggye Stream Restoration Project. Seoul Metropolitan Government decided to restore Cheonggye Stream, including the history and tradition, with a long-term plan until 2050. I hope you enjoyed today's tour. Thank you.